Have the developers of Rust completely abandoned the PlayStation? This is a question that a lot of people are asking themselves right now, specifically people who own the console version of Rust for PlayStation. So what's going on? The reason these people are asking this question is because they've been unable to play Rust for the PlayStation for over a week. They're dealing with crashing every 5 to 10 minutes. They're dealing with blue screens left and right, and some aren't even able to load into games. Now, this sounds bad, but it does actually get worse. So the reason they're asking this question is because the Xbox got patches to fix some of these issues. So over a week ago, last Friday, so like 2 Fridays ago, the Xbox received a patch 1.03 for the console version of Rust. This patch proceeded to completely destroy the console version of Rust on the Xbox, and for that reason, the patch was held back on the PlayStation. But supposedly that patch was still sitting in approval. The developers just decided not to release it. So what happens? The Xbox players could not play Rust for about 4 to 5 days. This was pretty bad, but a hot patch was created, and within 2 days, it was approved by the Xbox store or the Xbox people, and it was released to the Xbox. This hot patch fixed a lot of the crashing issues. The game still has problems, so don't think that I'm saying it doesn't, but it fixed a lot of issues. Now, PlayStation owners eagerly awaited this patch because they figured patch 1.03 would remove a lot of their crashing issues, and then the issue that was introduced by patch 1.03 was going to be fixed by the hot fix, which was sent to the PlayStation Store supposedly on Sunday or Monday. The latest I can find was on the 8th it was sent out, or 7th or 8th it was sent out, and this is a developer stating that they've sent the patch out. So what does this mean? It's been over 5 days since the patch was submitted to Sony, and there hasn't been a word from anybody. The developers of Rust have said that they're looking into it and that they'll update us as soon as they know anything, but they haven't said anything. The only thing I've seen is developers and people saying that the PlayStation patch was coming shortly, and I don't know what their idea of shortly is, but to me, shortly doesn't mean in 3 days, especially when people expect these things to be turned around within a day or two. I'd expect some sort of update, someone saying like, hey, we're working with Sony, but we can't get this patch through. But developers have fell silent. In fact, a lot of accounts that are associated with Rust or the console version of Rust haven't said anything for the past couple days. This seems insane to me. The fact that the game is sort of blowing up around them. There's a whole console that's basically feeling abandoned right now, and no one's saying anything about it. No one's explaining what these issues are, and no one's even saying, hey, we're trying to get the patch approved, the patch failed, or they're saying we're still sitting there waiting for approval. No one's saying anything. They're just saying, to the best of our knowledge, the patch is going to be coming out soon. Some have even said the patch is coming out tomorrow, and they said this 3 days ago. Well, it's been tomorrow, and we're still not sitting here with a patch. So what's going on, and what can PlayStation owners do? Well, there's a few rumors, okay? So the rumors that I've heard surrounding this is that the patch either failed PlayStation certification, and this could happen for a variety of reasons, but basically some automated tests that PlayStation ran on this hotfix didn't pass, and they failed the hotfix. What this means is that developers would have to go back to the drawing board and create a new patch and then go through the resubmission process again. This sort of makes sense because from what I've read online, the longest amount of time that these patches tend to take is 5 days. Assuming this patch was released on Monday, now these developers are working in London and the PlayStation Store, I think, is working in the US. So if it was released Monday, 5 days ago would have been yesterday or the day before, depending on when you're watching this video, like the release of this video, I guess. So what that means is the patch really should be out by now, but it's not. So it would make sense if the patch failed, but developers saying it's going to be released tomorrow, it's going to be released tomorrow, it's going to be released tomorrow, doesn't make any sense because they should at least come forward and tell us something happened, rather than letting players sit there, twiddle their thumbs, and hope that things start working. The other thing that I've heard, and this is actually a little bit more worrying for some people, is that the PlayStation Store has started giving people refunds for the game. These are people who have reported multiple crashes over a period of days. And when I say multiple crashes, I mean literally hundreds of crashes. They've reported to the PlayStation Store and they've recorded hundreds of crashes on their console. They've gone and they've asked for a refund, and they're actually getting those refunds now. And what some people have said is that they think this means that the PlayStation Store is looking to pull a Cyberpunk on Rust. And what that would mean is they're offering full refunds for everybody, and they pull the game from the store until they can get it working. But I don't think this is going to be the case either, because from what I've seen, this hot patch should fix a lot of the issues that PlayStation 5 players are dealing with. So even if they were going to pull the game, they should only be really pulling it for the PlayStation 4, not the PlayStation 5. So where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us right where we started when I began this video, because honestly, no one said anything about it. The developers haven't updated us. The PR team hasn't updated us. The Twitter accounts haven't updated us. No one is talking about this. I'm probably like the only person making this video because everybody just gave up on the game. But like, someone's got to say something, because it's ridiculous for the dev team to just fall silent after release. After release that is this catastrophic, a dev team falling silent is not what I like to see. What I want to see is daily updates. I want to see daily sort of just even status posts that say, hey, we're still waiting for the patch to be certified. We're still waiting for the patch to be certified. We're still waiting for the patch to be certified. At least then you know that's what's going on. And if that isn't what's going on, then Sony can actually be on their asses and say, hey, you're lying to the people right now. We're going to start giving refunds. We're going to start doing something about this. So one thing that is possible, and this I think this would be the nicest scenario for everybody involved. D11 isn't lying, and what's happened is they've learned from their mistakes. Instead of pushing out a patch on a Friday and then causing the dev team to work overtime or causing issues to happen for the people who this game does work for, they're putting off the release until Monday. And the reason they haven't said anything about it is because they don't want people angry at them. So Monday they're going to say, hey, the game works and we got the patch approved, and then they push it out. I think this is honestly like the most wholesome result that could be happening, because if Monday comes and nothing's pushed out, it means that either Sony's dragging their feet, which I sort of doubt given that Sony does this for hundreds or thousands of games, or someone over there is lying to us and something's going on that we don't know about that we probably should know about, because it's what people deserve to know, whether this game's going to get fixed and whether they should keep holding out hope or try and get a refund and move on to the next thing. So it's discouraging to see that the customers have been left hanging by Sony, by D11, and by pretty much everybody minus one dev who's been doing an amazing job of responding to everyone. And literally, if you're that developer watching this video, you know exactly that I'm talking about you. And props to you, man. Like, you put up with all the hate, you put up with all the comments, and you've been giving people answers. And that's literally what I'd like to see out of the PR team. So, you know, I'd say join the PR team, but I'm pretty sure you're getting paid more as a developer. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace.